From Prairie Lodge, this is the Sun City Report, a program to keep you up to date on what's happening in Sun City, Huntley. Your host is your fellow Sun City resident, WGN's Orion Samuelson.
We continue our Sun City Report visit with Bill Panock, who's the Executive Director of the Sun City Community Association. We mentioned earlier in our visit the new website for you to get all the information you want to, including the opportunity to watch this 5 or 6 times if you want to. And it is sccah.com. A big chunk of Prairie Lodge, Bill, is soon to be handled by the association. Is there a sales center active here yet?
Yes, there is. The sales center in mid-December moved to one of the model homes in the model home park. The Pulte has not formally conveyed the sales center yet, but they will probably within the next 30 to 60 days convey it formally. So the association will take over the property that includes the gazebo, the bridge that goes over to the model park, and then that proportion of the sales center.
A lot of discussion on what we do with that space.
Well, there's been a lot of discussion over the past 3 to 5 years.
Right.
It started back when Pulte transitioned the control to the homeowners. The community had a transition steering committee, which morphed into the sales center conversion committee, which had 4 phases, which is the cold storage facility right off of Del Webb was phase 1, the reconfiguration of the so-and-so's room, the member services desk at Meadowview Lodge, and then the fitness desk here at Prairie. That was phase 2, which was completed last year. Then phase 3 and 4 is moving some office space to open up the area behind the current member services desk and make a craft room out of it, and then move the offices and member services down to the new sales center. And then, but the majority of the work and the conversion is to turn all of the existing sales offices into a multi-purpose room for the residents, for the membership. It'll have a warming kitchen. It'll be able to be open for 300 to 350 people. And then it'll be able to have movable partitions that we can turn it into 6 separate meeting rooms if we need to. The good thing about it will take a lot of pressure off of Drendel Hall. Right now we have a lot of competition for people trying to get into Drendel. So we'll have another 350 person capacity facility that our members can use. And the Sales Center Conversion Committee has been working on that now for over 2 years. We're at the process where we've already hired an architect, which we went out and went through a process where we had 8 different architects give us their proposals. Luckily, the original architect on this facility on Prairie Lodge, PHN Architects, was selected. And they've done a great job. The committee, we're at the point now where we're probably less than 30 days away from putting it out for bid to a general contractor and to see what's it going to cost us. The architectural estimates are well within what we had budgeted. And that's already in the reserve. There will be no other type of assessment. So we're excited about it.
Well, that's good news, no assessment, because I would guess it'll be a rather major project.
Well, one of the things that happened, and one of the reasons we knew that Pulte was going to be out of the sales center was in previous years, we charged them for energy allocation, for cleaning, and they told us not to put any kind of allocation in our budget for 2011, which came out to about $1.50 per unit per resident. So we had to make that up in the budget process. And there could be and probably will be incremental operating assessment increase starting in 2012. We're anticipating hopefully full operation by the end of this year, so we'll have 2012 to be able to budget for it. But we'll have to clean it. We'll have to make sure that that's maintained properly. And it's a new facility. It's a new common area. But once that's added, that's it. We're at 100% as far as any type of common area that's going to be conveyed to the association.
Bill, I have to tell you, I was really disappointed when the restaurant shut down. That was a gathering place for the community. I felt it added to the value of my property here. Where do we stand? What's going on?
Well, I think your disappointment was felt by everybody that was involved in that whole process. As most people know, unfortunately, the association shut the restaurant down October 17th after numerous meetings and the proper notification that we had to go through. It wasn't fun for anybody. The board of directors didn't make the decision lightly. But I think if everybody had a chance to read the insert from the January Lifestyle magazine that had a chance to outline what the board's position was, it explains the reasoning. Whether or not you agree with it, the board was acting in the best interest of the entire community. I've had the question of why didn't we have someone else lined up right away to step right in. We were trying to work with the previous vendor, trying to negotiate with them. We wanted them to stay here. We wanted them to be successful. But from the it came down to the nuts and bolts of the financial impact, and there again, I said the board, we had to watch out for the best interest of the entire community. And we didn't think it would be legal or ethical to have someone else in the wings just waiting to step in there when we wanted to try to keep them and try to help them be successful. But now that they're gone, we went through the RFP process. We developed a request for proposal. Had over 30 people contact me almost immediately after the restaurant closed, expressing interest.
30 people?
30 people. Obviously some of those might have just been curiosity seekers. We developed, fine-tuned the RFP, put it out the first part of December. We had a pre-proposal meeting with the potential bidders. We had 10 organizations come to that meeting, and we're anticipating 5 solid proposals by the deadline, which is this coming Friday, January 14th at 5 o'clock.
Now, we've, again, you hear a lot of talk and very little of it official, that it may be just a snack shop, it may be just a bar, it may not be a full restaurant. What do you see?
And all the alternatives and options were discussed by our Food and Beverage Committee. We just expanded that committee to 7 people, so we have 3 board members and 4 members at large that had restaurant owner and operation experience. In fact, of just, why have basically 3 restaurants now failed in that location. And we think it was just due to some mitigating circumstances with the previous vendor, not aggressively marketing to the outside public. We just did a survey that re-verified the information we had from the survey 3 years ago that told us that the membership wants to see outside people, the general public, to be able to support the restaurant.
Right.
The previous vendor admittedly said he didn't market to the outside like he should have. I know they did some good marketing for weddings and things like that, but as far as bringing people into the restaurant, I think that's the key.
I still run into a lot of people who think it's for Sun City residents only.
Right.
And that it's not a public restaurant, and so hopefully whoever comes in will do that kind of marketing.
And I think the people that I've talked to after the bidders meeting, and the reason I said we had 5 solid proposals is I've had follow-up meetings and discussions with 5 organizations, and several more are well known, and we're excited about the fact that they're interested in coming in here, and by name recognition alone, it hopefully will bring people here as a destination, because we're a mile off of 47. We don't have a whole lot of actual frontage on any kind of a busy street.
Right.
And then some people kind of get nervous when they see the gatehouse out there.
Yeah, so that's very true. So final quick question. Any timetable on when we'll have a new?
We have a timetable, but I'd really be reluctant to say that right now, because if we get a new vendor in there, we're also looking at doing some interior decoration, some renovation. They have to do some application for permitting for the village. So we're looking at sometime in the first quarter.
Okay.
As far as a soft opening.
All right.
Grand opening sometime in the second quarter, probably.
Okay. Thank you for a load of information on this edition. We look forward to doing it several times throughout 2011, Bill.
Thank you.
Visit with Bill Panock. Bill is the Executive Director of the Sun City Community Association. Once again, that website, the new website is sccah.com. I'm Orion Samuelson, your neighbor. Thank you for joining us on this edition of the Sun City Report.
This has been the Sun City Report. Your host has been WGN's Orion Samuelson.